We can do any damn thing we want to do. That is the exact quote from Tampa Bay Buccaneers head coach Bruce Arians in regards to the identity of this football team. Seeing that the Bucs are absolutely loaded with offensive talent but ranked 17th in the league in total yards per game, I want to take a closer look at this Bucs offense to see if I can see what Bruce Arians sees. I'm Derek Tate and welcome to the first episode of Breaking Down the Bucs. Roll that intro. This Bucs passing offense has been the model of inconsistency in 2020 and frankly, quite frustrating to watch operate at times. So I've been dying to dive into some film study, and what better place to start than the Bucs' 26-14 win over the Minnesota Vikings this past Sunday. And we'll start from the top. First possession of the game for the Buccaneers, and it's 2nd and 5 from the 17-yard line. Bucs are in 12 personnel, which is just one running back in Ronald Jones and two tight ends in Rob Gronkowski and Cameron Brate to Brady's right to create three pass-catching threats, with Rojo almost creating a different version of a bunch formation. Vikings are in 4-3 personnel with the strong side corner tight to the formation for an 8-men-in-the-box type look for Mike Zimmer's defense. And the Bucs are marrying two different passing concepts together on this one play. To the boundary side, we got Evans and Godwin running a variation of what is called the levels concept, which, depending on which terminology is being used, it's also called the chair or the follow concept. And to break it down, Evans is going to run a 10-yard dig route or basic route, with Chris Godwin essentially following him with the 5-yard in route. On the backside, we have a spacing concept where Gronk hitches up right over the ball. Cameron Brate is going to aim at the numbers and then hitch up at 6 to 8 yards, with Rojo running to the flats. And it's meant to give Brady an easy left to right natural progression: 1 to Evans, 2 to Godwin, 3 to Gronk, 4 to Cameron Brate. Brady sees the linebacker after the post snap. It's Todd Davis, and watch how he carries Mike Evans up the seam just a little bit too deep, which opens up a small window to Chris Godwin. Brady's on time with the throw for a first down. Look, this is simple, quick, and easy completion to get Brady in the offense moving, which has been kind of difficult so far this season. So far, so good for the Bucs offense. But later in the drive, we see the inconsistency rear its ugly head yet again for the Bucs. Just 3 plays later, Bucs facing a 3rd and 3 from the 33-yard line. The Bucs are in 11 personnel, which is 1 back and 1 tight end, to go with 3 wide receivers starting to the boundary side of the field. Bucs motion Chris Godwin across the formation to create that 3-man bunch towards the near side of the field with Gronk and Shady McCoy. Vikings are in a single high safety look, and you're going to get a look at Anthony Harris in the deep part of the field with 6 men towards the line of scrimmage to show a little bit of pressure. And when no one in particular goes with Godwin across the formation, it's meant to give Brady a heads up that the Vikings are likely in some sort of cover 3. But look, this is Mike Zimmer's defense, and it's not always see what you get with a cover 3, because he has quite a few variations and wrinkles, as the corner in the top of your screen is in a man anywhere he goes type of assignment, leaving that deep third kind of exposed in this formation and this different variation, and everyone else is playing general cover 3 responsibilities. Because at the moment of the snap, you're going to take a look and see that both linebackers dropping back and begin scanning the pass-catching options and threats to their respective sides to see how they can try to interrupt any crossing routes. The Bucs have decided again to marry up 2 different types of passing concepts to try to get the ball out of Brady's hand quickly and move the chains. To the strong 3-receiver side, we have a concept called snag or spot. It's a 3-man route combination which generally sees the inside receiver, which is Shady McCoy. In this case, he runs to the flats. The middle receiving threat, which is Gronkowski, he'll run a corner route. And finally, we have the outside receiver, which is Chris Godwin. And depending on where Godwin hitches up is generally where the name of this concept derives from. If Godwin runs his hitch where the tight end normally lines up, it's called a snag route. If he hitches up where the slot receiver normally lines up, then it's called a spot route. And on the backside, we have a double slant call, also known as the lion concept, with the slot slant being a 1-step slant. On the outside, it's a 3-step slant. Now, without being in the quarterback room and just judging from where Tom Brady looks first in his progression of this spot concept, it'll generally go like this: 1 to the flat, 2 to the spot, and then backside to the slant with Gronk acting as the alert route if Brady likes the matchup pre-snap. Get a look at Dantzler down on the bottom of the screen. His eyes are in the backfield, which means Gronk flashes open on this corner route, and it's there. It's just a bad miss from Tom Brady, and this one in particular stings because it likely gets the Bucs into field goal range. Instead, the Bucs offense is yet off to another slow start, and that gives the Vikings the ball back. They take it down the field on the next drive, score a touchdown, and that's a 6-point lead, and Bucs offense, more issues, same game. This next possession is where I started to think, here we go again, and we pick it up on 2nd and 7 with 11 personnel again for the Bucs, and we have a mirrored route concept on both sides of the ball as the Bucs go to the stick concept, where the outside receivers run to the flat routes, and the slot receiver is going to run an outside breaking hitch or an out route based on the defense. If the defender is playing zone, you hitch up. If the defender is playing man, you run the out route to run away from the man coverage. So what did the defense do here? Well, the Vikings are in a single high safety look again with a pre-snap look of bringing 6 to pressure Brady. But a common wrinkle you'll see with Mike Zimmer's cover 3 looks is he will have his players shade to the outside of the number 2 receiver to take away any out-breaking routes. That Jeff Gladney and Harrison Smith are both leveraged outside against Gronk and Evans respectively. A throw to the flat with no one home. These are the type of throws that make you go, what the hell was that? And want to pull out your damn hair that we are in week 14 of the NFL season, and the Bucs are still having as many miscommunications issues as me trying to explain to my dad how to set up Bluetooth devices over the phone. So whose fault was this? Was it Mike Evans? Was it Tom Brady? Well, according to the rules of the stick concept, this one was actually on Tom Brady. Evans reads zone, his defender has him leveraged outside, so he hitches up, just like he's supposed to. And just look at the other side of the field. This is a mirror route concept. Gronk does the same exact thing because of the concept and where the defense was leveraged. So far be it me to criticize the GOAT, but this one was on Tom Brady. Don't worry, Mike Evans returns the favor on the very next play. And as a Bucs fan, this one was tough to watch happen live, and it gets more frustrating after taking a 2nd, 3rd, and 17th look at it. Bucs are facing a 3rd and 7, and it's 11 personnel with trips to the boundary and a reduced or cut split from Evans, which just means he's lined up inside the numbers. And the Bucs dial up a dagger concept on the trip side. The dagger consists of mainly 2 routes, a clear or go route from Scotty Miller, and a deep dig in or dagger route, whatever you want to call it, is run at around 15 yards by Chris Godwin. And when Cameron Brate hitches up around 5 yards, that actually creates a high-low read between Brate and Chris Godwin for Tom Brady. And something I love, and really the Tampa Bay Buccaneers did a lot more of, and they need to continue to do so, is they motion Shady McCoy before the snap, because that gives Brady an answer to the test, letting him know it's zone coverage. Please do more of this, Bruce Arians and Byron Leftwich. We would appreciate it. But Houston, we have a problem, because the Vikings have a single high safety while showing a 6-man pressure package, because the dagger concept is a big boy 7-step drop concept. Spin it! Brady is thinking blitz based on the pre-snap look and wants to get to his alert or hot route, which means Mike Evans, who is in man-to-man coverage on the backside of the formation. And post-snap, this really is a crafty blitz the Vikings dial up. The Vikings only bring 5, because watch those 2 defenders along the right side of the line of scrimmage both drop in coverage, which is meant to cause hell and mess up the slides and pass protection. But here's where the blitz is schemed up well by Mike Zimmer. All-world safety Harrison Smith comes screaming through the B-gap blitz, where Eric Wilson is crashing down and almost latching onto Ali Marpet enough to get Smith a clean run at the quarterback. But you want to know why Leonard Fournette got benched last week? Look at your boy Shady McCoy. He scans across, picks up the blitz beautifully, so the protection holds. But while all of this is happening, Brady just wants to get the ball out of his hands to Mike Evans. And by the time Brady pumps not once but twice, Evans still wasn't even out of his break. That is a big-time L on this play by Mike Evans. But the positive of all of this, and Evans really not being able to shake free and create some sort of target for his quarterback to beat the blitz, this play call is actually perfect to beat this coverage, because when Scotty Miller gets vertical, you'll see that he is going to draw the attention of not only that backside corner, but also the safety, who just released Chris Godwin to stay in his deep third after he makes that 15-yard in-cut, and with Brate drawing those underneath defenders and Todd Davis, the linebacker, failing to get depth, there is no one within Chris Godwin's zip code, and this straight up has a chance to be a house call. But whether it was Brady feeling the internal clock speeding up and rushing the throw, or simply putting way too much air on this one to clear the linebacker, Brady just really misses a gimme layup right here. It's a drive, possession killer, and plays like this that just worry the living hell out of me as a Bucs fan. Big opportunity missed from Tampa Bay, and quite frankly, they are damn lucky they didn't put themselves in a double-digit deficit yet again. If these slow starts continue, it's going to be very problematic for this offense moving forward. Luckily, the Bucs got their stuff together offensively later in the game, and boy, was this one a thing of beauty. Courtesy of Dan Bailey, this is still a 6-0 game after a missed extra point and field goal, and Bucs are facing a 3rd and 4 just inside Vikings territory. They're in a tight 2x2 formation out of 11 personnel with reduced splits inside, and it's the Vikings who again are in a single high safety look, which has been telling Brady cover 3 throughout most of this game. Minnesota is showing a 5-man pressure, but at the snap, they drop into an 8-man cover 3, and this is Brady ball right here, baby. Watch him casually go through 4 different reads on one play. The Bucs are running a route combination called drive, which always sees the outside receiver, in this case Chris Godwin, run a drag route underneath the slot receiver, Mike Evans, who runs a 10-yard dig route. Most times you want to tether this concept with a route on the other side of the formation to create a natural read progression that allows the quarterback to go from right to left or left to right through his reads. In this case, it's Rob Gronkowski who is running a hitch route, which is the primary read. And the second read is Chris Godwin on the drag route, and the third read is Mike Evans on the dig, which in a perfect world is meant to create a nice triangle read for Tom Brady. But the problem with playing quarterback in the National Football League is hardly anything ever goes as planned. The Vikings completely jack up Godwin and Evans to kind of eliminate them for this play. So what does that mean? It's Miller time, baby. With Gronk on the hitch and Evans on the deep cut, deep middle safety Anthony Harris takes the cheese on the action going on in front of him, leaving this speedy Scotty Miller with a hell of a lot of room to win on the post route. And this ball is dropped right in the bucket to Scotty Miller for the 48-yard tutty. And look, if he keeps dropping long touchdown passes to Scotty Miller, I'm going to need a Tampa Bay Buccaneers remix to the song Scotty Doesn't Know from the movie Euro Trip when he scores on long bombs like this. So for some final thoughts, the Bucs passing offense still isn't clicking on all cylinders, and I know I didn't focus on the offensive line, defense, running game, etc., a video for another day perhaps, but I focused on Brady and the pass catchers to show the timing is just still a little off. Sure, there were some other plays in the passing game I really liked. For example, the shot to Mike Evans in the third quarter, which was off play action after 3 straight running plays. It was perfect. This offense isn't all bad. In fact, sometimes they look great. But for all the talent strewn across all the skill positions, and with the best quarterback of all time pulling the trigger, I simply expect more consistency and communication. One thing is for sure, the Bucs are running out of time in the 2020 season to get to the level we've become accustomed to with Brady ball. And that'll do it for this episode of Breaking Down the Bucs. Thanks for checking out the video. And if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and drop a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Again, I'm Derek Tate, and you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at dtater4. And if you have an idea for a future video, or you would like me to just take a closer look at a player, position group, then just let me know in the comments. So until next time, later says the Tater, and go Bucs.